Honestly, I can't believe we don't talk about this more. I, like you, if you're watching this, have watched way too many videos about this camera. Yet of the dozens that I've seen, maybe more, it's one feature that's either been completely glossed over or in most cases, not mentioned at all. Like, not even a sentence. Maybe it's because people don't think it's cool. Maybe it's because there's so much else to get to with this camera that it gets forgotten. I guess that one's kind of valid. But the flash, guys, the built-in flash is such an underrated part of what makes the X100VI such a fun camera for several reasons. Hopefully I don't lose you with that reveal because it's legitimately something that sets it apart from several cameras it's often compared to, like the Ricoh GR3 or 3X, or even the Leica Q3. And before you jump on me for that last one, no, I don't think the Leica Q options in X100VI are really that comparable, and I'd probably take a full frame sensor on a camera this size over a flash most days, but they are often measured against each other, whether that's really fair or not. And truth be told, there are some things you can do with the X100VI that you can't with a full frame sensor if there's not a flash on the camera. Point being, the built-in flash on the X100VI has really become one of my favorite features, and I feel like I've slept on it for too long. Why? Well, I don't really know. Maybe it's because as a millennial, the flash reminds me of those point and shoots that all the girls used to bring to the college bars before everyone had iPhones in college. But now as a millennial dad, that flash has become a tool I use to better capture photos of my friends and family. It sounds much classier that way. Seriously though, for a camera to be a point and shoot and have a reputation of producing ready-to-share images straight out of camera, shouldn't a flash be a heralded feature? No, it's not getting used every day, but when you need it, there's nothing else quite like it, and it's especially handy that it's built in and easy to use. The best setup I've found is putting the flash function and TTL compensation in the quick menu. This way, it's easy to turn the flash on or off, and just as easy to adjust the flash power. Coupled with the ability to adjust the overall image exposure by thirds of a stop if you're shooting in RAW plus JPEG, you can get a clean photo straight out of camera without much work. As for when I find myself using the flash most, well, indoors for one, with an APS-C sensor, the camera will struggle a bit more in low light, so just taking photos around the house, having a little bit of flash goes quite a long way. I'm able to keep my ISO low enough to avoid noise while keeping my shutter speed fast enough to freeze motion. Also underrated, the X100 line gives you the direct flash effect. And yeah, it's a vibe. It's a very distinct look. In typical time as a flat circle fashion, it gives that retro feel of the disposable camera photos or 2000s point and shoot bar photos that we cringed at before. Except now, thanks to Gen Z, it's cool again. I did a shoot recently with my A7 IV where I took a set of clean family portraits bouncing my flash off the ceiling and then some using the flash off camera. They're great and clean and everything you put on the Christmas card to the family. But I also threw in a quick batch of shots that I snapped with the X100VI in between, and objectively, it's a totally different feel and look, and I think it's an added bonus in any gallery you deliver. Speaking of the feel and look, if you're liking the vibe of this video and some of the tunes, be sure to check out Audio for your creative needs. Even before joining Audio's affiliate program, I was a big fan, honestly, because of the price. But now with the link and discount code in the description, you can save even more. You'll get 70% off your first year and have access to a wide catalog of music for everything from personal projects to client work and beyond. Audio even makes it easy for you to find just the right song with its AI features. You can search by describing your scene or use a link to a track that you like to find others similar to it on Audio's platform. As someone who takes advantage of this myself, I want to share the love, and you can give it right back by using the link below to help support the channel. But back to the X100VI Flash. Before you go, there are some things to remember. One, while direct flash can be cool again sometimes, don't overdo it. Maybe if it's an event where it won't be seen as obnoxious, sure, fire away. But you also do run the risk of ruining any chill vibe if you're doing the most with your flash out in public. 2, you could potentially get into red eye territory, which will take some fixing in post. I prefer to edit a lot of the shots I take with the flash on just to make sure the exposure isn't too crazy, which also brings me to another point. Be mindful of how close you are to your subject. You can easily start to make the flash become a little too noticeable or distasteful. But if you find that sweet spot in terms of distance, it's really a thing of beauty. Bottom line, modern cameras from smartphones that shoot raw photos all the way up to flagship full-frame cameras have a ton of dynamic range, but they can all use a little bit of help sometimes. And a flash is one of the most convenient ways to give your image that extra bit of pop. If you're on the fence about pulling the trigger on a camera and trying to look at the pros and cons, just please don't overlook having a built-in flash. And it's not just the X100 line that has it. Several Fujifilm models, the X-T50, the XS20, they have a flash as well. So, just consider all the options. Appreciate you guys tuning in for my Fujifilm Flash TED Talk. Hit the like button if you think the on-camera flash is underrated, and I'll see you in the next video.